We're doing this thing above me, this giant cape. We are embroidering this giant cape, and it's going to take forever. So I'm gonna start doing that. I had a weird morning this morning, y'all. It wasn't the worst thing that could ever happen to a person, but I was incredibly annoyed because what happened was, so I have, my main computer is a Mac. It's a Mac Studio. And I really like the Mac keyboards. So I have a Magic Keyboard, which is Bluetooth connected. But you can, like, almost always plug it in. So this morning, I go to unlock my computer, and my keyboard is not working at all. Like, plugged in, not plugged in, turned it off and on, nothing is happening. I'm getting very upsetty spaghetti because I can't even, like, look at the Bluetooth settings without being able to enter my password to get into my computer. And there's some kind of, like, accessibility keyboard thing, like, up at the top. But there's, like, notifications in the way that I can't get rid of. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to plug in a regular keyboard. And I have one. I have an extra regular keyboard that goes with that, like, laptop that I have for my embroidery machine that has my embroidery software on it. And I thought it was in my closet. And the closet in this room is very small and is a huge mess. And I should really clean it out. There's a lot of random stuff in there. And so I'm trying to find this stupid keyboard in this closet. I can't find it worth. I'm convinced it's in this closet. But we also have, like, a place downstairs where we have a bunch of electronic stuff. It's where all, like, the game console stuff is. I go look down there. It's not down there. It's, like, I haven't even had my coffee yet, and I can't even unlock my damn computer. I ended up having to borrow Joe's keyboard off his computer because he didn't have an extra keyboard. And then get in my computer, only to figure out that the only way, I unconnected it from the Bluetooth, and then it would not reconnect, and I looked it up, and it looked like the only way I could fix it was to update my Mac, which I hadn't done yet. And so I did the software update, and while I was sitting there waiting for the software update, you know what I found? The stupid dumb keyboard. You know where I put it? It wasn't in the closet, it was behind the door of the closet. Which is a decent place to put it. But my brain couldn't remember where I put it right when I woke up in the morning. And so that wasn't fun. That happened to you a couple days ago. Ugh. It's just like, I just want to wake up and have my coffee and have my normal morning time where I just sit and watch YouTube videos and drink my coffee. But I can't. I have to also... I get really, really upset when I have to look for something and I can't find it. It drives me wild. And so to have that in the morning was way too much. But also, speaking of keyboards, I told y'all last week that I got an iPad. Well, I did not yet get... I bought, like... I wanted a keyboard with it, right? Because I wanted something I could type stuff on from bed. And I didn't just get, like, a random, like, Bluetooth keyboard for the iPad. I bought the fancy Apple one. And, ooh, I'm glad I did because it's really fancy. It comes with a trackpad on it. So, it, like, as soon as you clip the keyboard in, it literally feels like you have a MacBook Pro. And as somebody, like, the computer I got to go to college with was a MacBook Pro. I actually still have that computer. It's the one that used to record the audio in my videos before I got, like, a real recorder. But when I was working at my last job, I had a work computer that was a MacBook Pro, and that's what I would, and it was a much newer MacBook Pro. And the thing is on that old one, the speakers are just destroyed. They're just so bad at this point. So what I used to do when I had my regular 9 to 5 job was when I wanted to, like, sit in bed and watch YouTube videos, I would just do it on my work computer. But since I quit, I obviously had to give that computer back. So I haven't had like a laptop in a year and a half. And I finally feel like I have like an actual laptop again. This thing that runs the streams is a like Acer laptop. So it's not something I'm like, as a Mac user, want to be using. I don't know, Windows is dumb now. People always talk about how dumb Macs are, but I like the Windows interface is as dumb as it can be. And I know you can like change the settings to make it be like how it used to be, but it's dumb. I get so annoyed when I can't find something because usually I have everything in a specific place. So when I lose something, it's a long time since I've seen it. Yeah, I can't stand losing stuff and having to look for it. Whole thing is relatable because you use your work computer for everything. My friends keep wanting to play games on Steam and you can't download anything on it. Yes, oh my god, that used to drive me crazy. Like, it was nice to have like such a nice computer. Like if you've had a MacBook Pro before, you know they are very nice. Like, they are nice computers. Even just for sitting around doing nothing and watching YouTube. But having a work computer be your like main computer gets so annoying because you can't download anything. I was lucky I could even get on YouTube. Like, I don't know about y'all, but like when I work on stuff, if I'm not editing audio, I'm watching a YouTube video while I'm working. And I feel like most people are like that. They have something they listen to while they work. And when I first started my job, you know, I'm working, I've got a video pulled up to the side, and I'm listening to something. It's not like I'm not working, I'm just also listening to stuff. And then one day, this comes up and it's like, I couldn't, like, they had blocked YouTube on my machine and Facebook, which is just also very stupid because part of my job was doing some of the social media stuff for the company. So it was stupid that they blocked it for me in the first place, but I was able to get it unblocked. Not even for, like, you know, not that I use it a whole lot for the social media stuff. I mostly just wanted to be able to watch videos on my computer, but what the f, being like, oh, y'all can't even watch YouTube on your work computer. Oh my god, and the security is, if anybody has worked at like a big company, you know, like all the don't get viruses on your computer trainings. Did y'all have to go through, here's, please don't be a stupid idiot with your computer, please don't click on phishing emails? Did y'all have to do stupid like education stuff on that? That drove me crazy. I get why they have to do it, because there are older people that are stupid and will click on phishing emails, but like, come on. You should be able to look at how old I am and be like, yeah, that girl's not gonna click on a phishing email. Oh my god. Please tell me somebody has seen, I'm sure that this is a thing that plenty of other companies use, but we used to have to watch something called, Run, Hide, Fight. It was for like what you do in an active shooter situation, but it was just like the most over dramatic educational video on that subject, and it was just the cringiest thing ever. Oh, somebody has seen Run, Hide, Fight. Oh my god, they had to watch it every year in college. That thing is so stupid. I'm glad somebody has seen it though. Like, I think the last time I brought it up, no one knew what I was talking about. I think I brought it up, like, in a real people situation, but I don't think any of those people had worked in, like, corporate America. If you've worked in corporate America, you've probably seen Run, Hide, Fight. It's just so overdramatic. I'm pretty sure they, like, even end on a freeze frame. Do they not? Like, at the end where they fight, they end on a freeze frame. Shelby says, my company tracks our mandatory training via Blackboard, so our cyber training and active shooter stuff is like the same every year. Yeah, I'm sure they have to do it for legal reasons, but it's so, I always took it as such an insult to my intelligence, you know? Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to open a phishing email. Oh, and they used to send us emails that were like fake phishing emails to like bait us into clicking on them. It would be like new dress code, but the email wouldn't be completely right. And I swear to God, there was one day I wore something kind of like, I think I was just wearing like not super formal clothing, and I got that one about the dress code, and I was like, oh no, I'm getting yelled at. And so I clicked on it, and then it was like, haha, we got you. Oh, other thing that was like a huge topic of conversation in the MomoCon vlog like comment section was children watching like the Amazing Digital Circus and Has Been Hotel, because the kid, people weren't really sure, but I can tell you for sure that the kid that picked up the truck was in a Has Been Hotel cosplay. And like, I get it. For that kid's age, I don't know, maybe they looked like they could have been like 12, and I get that you're 12. Like, I definitely watched like South Park when I was 12. I definitely watched Futurama even earlier, and that's like, it's Futurama, right? Like, it's pretty tame. Like, we watched The Simpsons as kids. There's plenty of adult animation that children are watching. The thing that was really weird about the Amazing Digital Circus kids was these were like not like 10-year-olds. Like, I can see 10-year-olds, 13-year-olds wanting to be edgy and wanting to watch these shows. But there were a couple kids that wanted a hug from Pomni that were probably like 4 or 5. And at that point, I'm just like, your parents are bad. You have bad parents. Why are your parents not aware of what you are watching? I remember in the 90s that The Simpsons would come on, and we were not allowed to watch The Simpsons in the 90s. We were allowed to watch The Simpsons probably by the time I was like 8 or 9, maybe earlier than that. And we were super not allowed to watch South Park. Like, South Park was a thing. We were not allowed to watch South Park. I don't think I started watching, so I must have been, eventually I was allowed to watch South Park, but I think I was 12 or 13. Like, 13, 14-year-old watching South Park, who cares? If you want to be edgy, whatever. But these were little kids. I watched a video that recently showed a bunch of those YouTube kids. Yeah, it's the content farms for sure. If anybody doesn't know what that is, like, there are apparently a bunch of like YouTube kids content farms that have taken the Amazing Digital Circus characters. It's like the Elsa Spider-Man stuff from years ago. And yeah, that's what they're watching. But my question remains, where the are the parents? Like, Joe has a little nephew. And he's a baby. He's just over 2. And when he watches YouTube, it's like on the TV, and he watches Miss Rachel, which is that, like, if you don't know who Miss Rachel is, she's like the baby YouTuber. She was like, I think she was like a preschool teacher, but she literally makes content for babies, and it's, you know, it's good and wholesome and like teaches them how to count and shapes and stuff like that. He's not watching Pomni pregnant dies in a fire. The thing I don't understand is, like, if I had a child, I would not just be letting them go wild on the YouTube app. You know? There's so much awful, stupid, and like, do you really want your kid singing the annoying, like, Coco Melon songs? Oh my god. Somebody was not allowed to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like I grew up in the South. My parents were not, like, crazy Christian people. But I had a lot of friends that weren't allowed to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. They weren't allowed to read Harry Potter because of the devil. Did y'all know that the Harry Potter Puppet Pals, not to bring up Harry Potter, sorry, J.K. Rowling, but the Harry Potter Puppet Pals was made by Neil Cicierega, who is also the same guy that did the Ultimate Showdown, which was a large part of my childhood. If you look up Neil Cicierega, he's like the most famous internet person that you've never heard of. Like, he did so much of just, like, some of the most viral things that ever occurred, and no one's really, like, nobody really knows his name. Yeah, Lemon Demon. I think when I found that, I could probably sing most of the words to the Ultimate Showdown in this very moment. Like, it was such a big thing for us for some reason. It was just the funniest thing. And I, for such a long time, had no idea who did that, and had no idea that it was the same person that did the Harry Potter Puppet Pals. He made so many memes, it's actually crazy how nobody... Yeah, that's the crazy thing. There's so many, like, huge, like, pillars of internet culture that just came from the same person. Somebody says, they love my perspective on cosplay. You don't have to match the colors exactly. I'd love to hear her talk about other bad cosplay takes. Oh, we're talking about bad. The cosplay police are coming, okay? Give me your unpopular cosplay opinions or your unpopular con opinions. We'll do that. Somebody says, I wish fat/heavy cosplayers were treated better. No one should be shamed for their body shape. Agree. Maybe not wildly unpopular, but my little cosplay squick is probably... Oh, is a very visible hoop skirt, hoops under large skirts. Yeah, I feel like you see that. No, I'm not talking shit about people that buy cosplays, but I feel like you often see that when somebody they'll like buy a Princess Peach dress and buy a hoop skirt, but they won't buy a petticoat. I feel like I most commonly see that happen with that specific situation. And it's like, you know, not really doing anybody harm, but it would look a lot better if you just had a petticoat on. Not that it's unpopular. This is my opinion that I don't think people understand. If you put something on the internet, like you do something special for a cosplay, you don't have any copyright on it. You don't. If you put something on the internet, someone is going to mimic it or copy it or do it exactly the way you did, and you kind of just have to get the over it. Like, I had somebody ask the other day, like, somebody said somebody did, like, a Strawberry Miku performance and, like, did my choreography and stuff, and they were like, how do you feel about that? And I sent them the link to the strawberry dress video that was, like, the 4th video I ever made, where I talked about how all art is derivative. If they credit you, that's great. If they don't credit you, they're kind of but honestly, who cares? Oh, somebody says, stop taking pictures in the middle of hallways. Absolutely. I don't know why. I feel like for a while, people were pretty good about not doing that. And then COVID happened. And then nobody knows how to go to a con anymore. It's all these kids that got into cosplay through TikTok and haven't been around people. And they don't realize that they're in the damn way. What am I cosplay? What is squicks? What does squicks mean? Is that like ick? What is squicks? Somebody tell me what this new word is. Is Party City level fabric on mass-made cosplays? I'm not judging anybody who wears it, but it looks unflattering. I wish companies would use like 5% more effort. Yeah, did that like really chintzy, like polyester cheapy fabric. Post-COVID con going is my personal nightmare now. Yeah. I was gonna say, back when I did that fabric softener video where I put the fabric softener on all the wigs, I had so many people be like, you didn't do it right. You should have bought Party City wigs. And here's the thing. Here's the reality. Party City wigs are not like $10. They're like $30 and they're less good quality than like the Amazon $10 wigs. They're real dog shit, and there's no reason you should spend $30 on a Party City wig, and there was no reason for me to use Party City wigs in that video when there's cheaper wigs available. You would think that the cheaper wigs were worse quality, but no, the Party City wigs are the worst quality wigs, but I'm not gonna waste money on them And nobody else should. Nobody should be buying the $30 Party City wigs. Ooh, social media cosplaying should not be your entire life. It can be detrimental to your mental health if you spend too much time online. Parentheses from experience. Do y'all want to know? I have a, you know how you can set up like app time limits on your phone? I'm sure it's a thing plenty of people do for their kids. I have done it to myself. I am only allowed, I think it's 10 minutes of Instagram every day. Do you want to know why? Because when I open Instagram, what I want to go look at is my friends' stories. But inevitably, I will just like mindlessly scroll. And you know what happens? Is Instagram, first of all, is all just reels now. And all it does is it will show me somebody who is more beautiful than I and has a better cosplay than I. And then I just feel bad about myself. Like, wah, why don't I look that pretty in that cosplay? Wah, why didn't I do that way? Wah. And there's no reason for it. It just makes you feel bad about yourself. And so I just put a time limit on Instagram on my phone. I do agree. Like, I've talked about the cosplay marketing group before. Oh, I saw a thing. This was an anonymous member too, so we have no idea who this person is, and we have no way of knowing who this person is, but somebody posted on the cosplay marketing group. They were like, I want to do more vlog style videos on my TikTok. And they were like, does anyone have experience with doing videos on TikTok? What are the do's and don'ts? Like, they said they were scared to do it because they think that people that do video content are too dramatic and cons won't invite them to stuff or something like that. And just like the description of the things they wanted to make videos about and talking about how they wanted to do it on TikTok. And I was just like, it sounds like you want to start a YouTube channel. So why don't you just start a YouTube channel? Why would you want to post vlogs on TikTok? Why? I know why. You know, who can tell me why? Class, who can tell me why a person who wants to make videos would want to post on TikTok over YouTube? First person that gets the answer right gets 30 arbitrary bragging rights points. Who can tell me? I'm sure somebody knows. I'm sure several of you know why. Why would somebody want to post videos on TikTok instead of YouTube? Okay, the answers so far have been they don't get that TikTok is for marketing and not actual content. I would say that's correct, but it's not the answer I was looking for. Chris says different age range or clout. Less regulations. My first guess is brain rot. TikTok hype or bait engagements. Is the answer clout or is the answer algorithm? Space Shanty says, my thought is the suspect it'll get more traction faster. That's exactly it. People that are asking this are like, I want to do videos, y'all, but I want to post them on TikTok where they'll get 100 views instead of YouTube where they'll get no views. But you should just post them on YouTube anyway. YouTube is a better platform. And even if you start posting stuff on YouTube and it doesn't get any views, if you keep posting on YouTube, eventually people will come back, go through your catalog, and the more stuff you have on YouTube, and whenever you do get monetized, whenever people come in, they're gonna watch your content if it's good, and then you can make money off of it for a long time, because sometimes content on YouTube is evergreen, and TikTok is not like that. It's very silly. If y'all want to do video content, post it on YouTube. just, like, I get that it's scary. I was so scared of it for so long. And, like, yeah, it feels really weird, and it feels kind of embarrassing when you post something and it doesn't get any views, and you're used to, like, posting stuff on Instagram and it getting, like, lots of likes and engagement, and you start to feel like, oh, when I don't get these internet numbers, this is embarrassing. It's not embarrassing. If it's a good piece of content and it just didn't get any likes or it didn't get any views, it doesn't mean it's any less good of a piece of content. Like, the Cosplay Jeopardy video is a good little piece of content. I am not embarrassed that it didn't get as many views as it needed to. I am upset with myself for betting on the wrong card when I needed one of those cards to hit a specific number for a specific sponsorship. Otherwise, I wouldn't give a shit because I've got more stuff coming that I think will also do well. TikTok is a clout circus. TikTok is half clout circus and half terrible content that children don't need to be seeing. If we have learned nothing from the death of Vine, you have to diversify which platforms you're on, or especially if that's excuse me, especially if it's your livelihood. That's why I have Patreon. That's why I'm doing this right now. Should I also probably be doing something like Twitch? Yeah, but I still haven't bought myself new equipment to do Twitch yet. And that also, streaming publicly live sounds really scary. And I love doing this for y'all because y'all, most of y'all are like my peers. Like, I see a lot of y'all as my peers. A lot of you are just other cosplayers. I know some of you aren't. But, like, M. Weissflower, also a cosplayer. Chaos, I'm pretty sure Chaos is Chaotic Gabby, who, like, does staff stuff at cons. That's a peer. Like, so many of you are just, like, people that are very similar to me, and y'all, like, get it, and it's very easy for me to, like, stand here and talk to y'all. Thanks for watching this year-old Patreon stream re-upload. If you want to see the Patreon streams actually live or in full, then you can check out my Patreon because you can get access for just $1 a month. And a big thank you to Mel, or Pocket Leaves, who's editing these streams down for me so I can focus on my main channel videos. You can check out Mel's work on either their channel Pocket Leaves or Pocket Cons, and sometimes you'll even see me in their con vlogs. It's a special occurrence when it happens. But as always, if you're just watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, then you're supporting this channel too. So thank you. Bye!